Good day and welcome to another edition of Outsider Genie, where we are going to look at two race meetings today. I'm doing one video for both race meetings. The first one is from Scottsville, and then the second one is from Kenilworth. We will kick off with the Scottsville card first. But before we look at the fields and the betting and the preview, just a few things I want to touch on. Outsider Genie is a form analyzer. So what we do is we analyze the form of each race, and then we give you outsider selections. We give you a selection where we think this is the horse that will win the race, and that can be at any price. And then we give you two outsider selections, and you can then take these selections, outright selection and outsider selection, and add them into whatever your play is, quartets, trifectas, pick sixes, or whatever, so that if the outsider selection do arrive while either win or place, you will then get a bigger dividend. So we're not a tipster per se, where we tip you 1, 2, 3, 4. We tip you selections that you add to your own selection. So you still have to do a little bit of work. And this is sometimes which people I've found in the past find difficult to understand, that they take my selections and then I say, hey, but your selections is not winning. But the fact is, there cannot be an outsider in each race. It is impossible. So what my service then is about is that I give you outsider selection, that if there's an outsider that arrives, hopefully my numbers will be one of them or two of them. We've had many cases where my outsider selections arrived 1, 2 in the race. So if you want to subscribe to the service, just click the subscribe now and ring the bell. We also do offer this video on Outsider Genie, and this is our contact details: 083-585-5133. We also offer a daily subscription services above the free video. The free video is available 99% of the time, except on big race days, where we do a more thorough analysis of the races, whereby in the free preview, I basically give you my outright winner, I give you my outsider selections, and then I discuss 1 or 2 horses per race in order to keep it under half an hour. So if you want to subscribe package 1 for the remainder of June plus 2 months, July and August, you can get that for 500. The normal value would have been 1250. Then the remainder of June plus 3 months, July, August, and September, normal value is 1750, now 700. And then the mother of all packages, a remainder of June till the end of December, normal value 3,200, and now only 1,300. Yeah, people think it's a lot of money, but if you take it the information that I give people is incredible. Sometimes I tell them this is a false favorite. So you save your money by not backing the false favorite. In the week, I gave as an outright selection, I gave a 53-1 shot called 5th of July, who came home at 53-1. In that same race, I gave the exacta 100 Rand, the trifecta was 900, and the quartet paid 7,000, and I tipped the whole Monty there. So what do we offer in our packages? You get 2 by best bets of the day, no odds on, decent value, has given winning bets as high as 6-1. I was actually thinking today of tipping a 6-1 shot as best bet of the day, but then I decided to just tip him as a value bet when I do my preview. I'll tell you when I get to that horse. Then we give you 2 value bets, normally higher than 6-1, 3 daily all to come, the top all to come, value all to come, and the outside all to come, which you can play for a win or place. I give you the odds on the wins and the place. A race by race selection, outright winner and 2 possible outsider selections. I've given you the box exacta, very popular. We sometimes win 3 to 4 per meeting, and sometimes they pay well. Like I said, in the week that one that arrived the 5th of July, was over 100 Rand. We recently had one that paid 290. And then I give you quartets and trifecta selection. My highest quartet so far was for 17,000 for a layout of 360. We give you affordable PA 64 Rand, which you can play as you like. And then we give you a free pick six selections, normal value pick six between 96 and 100 Rand for 1%. And then we give you pick six you can play for 5%, and then a pick six built around our top and value bets, where we sometimes bank at the top and we just include the value bets for 100%, and then you can take that percentage that suits you. Like for instance, in Scottsville today, our 100% pick six is 1,728. So for 18 Rand, you can take it for 1%. And I'll tell you, I came close the other day. I think it was a pick six over 300,000, and we were only out by one leg. And that leg, we lost the heads up, heads down. So then you will receive this on a daily WhatsApp group and on a sheet like this, all your bets. We even give you race times, so you can make sure you can get your bets on in time. So that has been my daily services. So let's now move on to the racing. Well, at Pietermaritzburg, the first two races are juveniles, and as you know by now, I don't do juveniles because I can't assess a race if there's no form, because that's what I do. I'm a form analyzer. So if there's no form, I can't I can't do assessment on that. But I'll give you the betting. Number 6, Illicit Kiss, 11-2. Number 1, race 1, number 11, Faustino, 9-2. I think that's good value. I had a look at it, and this horse ran on nicely in his debut. Ndaka, 11-1, 14-1, Rock and Captain, Son of Zia, 16-1, Trafalgar Square, 16-1, 20-1, and better the rest. Then race 2, number 2, Hasta Manana. This looks like a solid bet, but I see number 6 can, give him a bit of a tough time. 28-10, Balasicone, Global Secret, 5-1, Ramgam, 10-1. Then this Roy, I can't have that. I think a lot of people are going to take exception to this name, and I think I'm one of them. It could have just been, oh my, it's Roy. You don't have to bring in the word God there, and that's just how I feel about it. Sorry if I offended you about this. Bang on, 53-1, Balaf, Vigoni, 50-1, 66-1, National Flag, Full Go, 80-1. Then race 3, it's a maiden plate over 1,100 meters, 92, the first timer, Lucky Miss, 92, Miss Leah, I'm Ready, 6-1, Innocent, 7-1, 10-1, Amdinger, Faithful Mistress, 12-1, Zumati, 12-1, Cape Princess, 14-1, Leopard Lady, 40-1, Baby Africa, 14-1, and 60-1, and better the rest. Guys, also in this race, there's virtually no form, so I can't do a form analysis, but I like the look of number 8, Miss Leah. So if you want to follow that properly. Then we move to race number 4, where the betting is as follows. Different phase, 2-1, 28-10, Big Sky Country, 7-1, Traveling Light, 7-1, Soiree, Retail Therapy, 12-1, Blush of Dawn, 12-1, Miss Generosity, 12-1, Dicey, 14-1, Flashy Katarina, 14, Jack's Blind, 53, Durania, and 45, Katina, Scratch number 13, Vivid Jet. So you can see, as you can see, there's not a lot of form here. Here's number 4, Lucky Miss. This is now race 3 I'm talking about. It's got Gavin Arena on board, so that's some kind of a jockey strike. But here's Miss Lelia, Luke Ferraris on board, drawn 8. It has improved from his first run to his second run. We ran on 23.8 on the yielding going, and he was handy all the way, so maybe this filly can improve from the for Golf Puller. Then we get to race 4, 1100 meters at Class B. Average mean rated 84. And here my selection is the number 2 horse. Very well-bred filly. Has won a race overseas, and I think, maybe those horses might be a little bit better than ours. Yeah, it's difficult to assess this. We're all going on the presumption that the horse is fit and ready. Richard Fourier on board for Justin Snape. Certainly looking to forward to this filly debut today. I'm not sure if you do a pick six, just include this horse. I'm not sure whether this horse will go through as a first timer or a horse that has run before. So don't leave him out thinking he's a first timer. Rather just stuck him in case. Then my outsider selection is number 9, Blush of Dawn. Blush of Dawn is a really horse that got run 17 runs, 4 wins. Has had 3 runs on the course for a second. But this horse is also a horse that is there and thereabouts. He won 4 races in close proximity. And I think today, can be a factor. Has been running in a little bit higher company than its meeting here. Today it's running in a B84, but has run an A Division 94, just under a length behind Petra, which was a very good run. We had a 95 behind Walker Tycoon. So definitely I think the horse has got the ability to surprise here, currently at a long price of 12-1. And my other outsider selection is number 11. Flashy Katerina did surprise last time out, and one came from way behind, and it was still bulk. They had to switch, and I think that was a really good run. And based on that run, surely Flashy Katerina must have a chance. Just some useless information. The farm that this horse was bred belonged to me before. Unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond my control, I lost the farm, and Roy Moodley bought the farm. And on the farm was a stallion that we got from Michael the Cock, me and Lenny Taylor, and he's passed away about 2 years ago, or I think 3 years now already, by November. I think will be 3 years. And we had a stallion there, Al McDum, and that is so I'm very proud to see how well this filly is doing from that stallion. He has thrown quite a number of nice foals. Flashy Katerina. Then my 4th selection here is number 5, which is Big Sky Country, getting them 1.5 off. Has not really run a lot in this class. Was a bit outclassed, but I think in the 1.5 today will make a difference. But has got the ability. Ran 2.9 behind. She's a keeper, and surely that that mare is for filly. They're looking to run it in July, so certainly that is strong form. But there are other horses of chances. Number 12, Swery, has won twice, 2 in a row now. But again, in lesser company, so finding it might find it a little bit harder in this company. Mischief and Generosity, I did give last time out as an outright winner. She won nicely, but I was on the poly. But with Kamana on board, this filly certainly looks like she's got a little bit of ability. You don't win 3 out of 12 if you don't have ability. So yeah, it's an open race. There are horses with chances. So let's move on to the next race, which is race 5, which is the Pinnacle Stakes over 1,000 meters. And let's have a look at the betting. Number 12, Vinachay 2-1, Valreiki King 4-1, 5-1, Shantyman, Constable 11-2, 7 Gear 12-1, Filippo 12-1, Traces 12-1, 14-1, and better the rest. Now, well, being a pinnacle stake, you go with the best weighted. Now, the best weighted here is number 5, and then number 12, and number 9, 10, and 8. But I'm sticking here with number 12. Now, number 12 is Veronici. This was ran second 2 weeks ago behind Sing for Rafa. Then she met her biggest opposition, Shanti Man, in the computer form sprint, where she ran 3.75, carrying 56. Now let's look at Shanti Man, number 5. He ran 4.75, carrying 60. So let's just have a look here, 4.75. And she was 3.75. So beaten a length. Now today she's carrying 60. And that day she was carrying 56. So there is a 4 kilogram, there's a 2 kilograms in the favor of number of Shanti Man, because he was carrying 4 kilograms more than she does, but today he only carries 2 kilograms. So certainly that would bring him in the race, and also he's run well at Scottsville. So certainly he must be in with a huge chance today. But due to the fields today, I had to find a banker, and I decided on number 12 as my banker for the day. I really feel that today she will be hard to beat, especially this being over 1,000 meters. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this race between her and Shanti Man. Then other horses in this race is number 3 and 5 that you can look at if you want to go bigger. Constable has also run against some decent opposition. While Rain King comes from the Gauteng, must have a chance. And then I already spoke about Shanti Man. And then also another horse that might have a chance is number 9, Candy Kilosi. He's good in the handicap, and has won twice on this course, but he's carrying a half kilogram overweight. But even on 53, can be a factor in this race. But I'll just stick to my number 12 banker. Let me get to the Track and Ball Derby Grade 3, 2,000 meters. This is for the Colts and Geldings. And here we have the favorite number 1, Permusha's Pride, 2-1. Silent House, 5-2. Legitimate, 9-2. Favorite, 10-1. Chrome Yellow, 10-1. Marching Together, 14-1. Shareholder, 14-1. Payback the Money, 25-1. Gavel Strike, 33-1. And Longer the Rest. Now here, my first selection is the number 1 horse, Permusha's Pride. If this horse brings his A game to this race, he will be very hard to beat. This horse has been running against decent opposition in Gauteng, ran second to Mammoose in the SA Derby. And, but okay, he is a 3-year-old, but I mean, already we are close to being a 4-year-old. I'll just wait for his 3 years, 3 kilograms. But remember, this is but the horse only carrying 56 today. Nicely weighted, nicely drawn. And I think we'll be running a huge race today. Then my outsider selections in this race is number 4, Marching Together. He also loved this course and distance, 3 runs, 1 win and a second. Warren Kennedy on board. This horse has got ability and surely can be a surprise over this distance. My other outsider selection is number 10. That's Chrome Yellow. Chrome Yellow won 2 races over longer distance in Kenilworth. And last time behind in Greyville, drawn 14 out of 15, which actually put him closer to the car park than the track. And unfortunately, he was slowing to stride. A little bit better drawn today, drawn 10. But with Gavin Larena, probably can be a factor in this race, Chrome Yellow. And then number 2, Silver Host, always Richard Fouring and Justin Snave. They, always a potent combination. Yeah, can also be a factor in this race, but I'll just stick my, it is giving the 3-year-old 4 kilograms. And over this distance, it can really make a big difference. So then we move to race number 7, which is a track and bulk Oaks Grade 2 over 2,400 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Number 9, Chitinga, 15 to 10, Keep on Dancing, 5 to 1. Preferential, 7 to 1, Sylvia Magic, 7 to 1. 8 to 1, Jasmine, Catch a Falling Star, 8 to 1. Flitzy by far, 16 to 1, and longer the race. Scratch number 1. I just want to mention that both of these races have thrown up some huge outsiders in the past. So, we're all going for the favorites in this race, but, we can also land up with outsiders. So I have included 1 or 2 outsiders in my selection. But yet again, you got Setingo, who was 4th in this race last year. But I think this opposition today is not that strong. Has been running well over longer distances, and I think can seriously be a huge factor in this race. And then for outsider selections, I'm going for number 7, which is Catch a Falling Star. I've been preaching this horse all season because Grant Watson did say one day that this horse can stay all day. The dam staff Oakle won the Oaks and was a stayer through and through. And that's why I keep on staying with this horse. And maybe one day my confidence will be rewarded. And then my other outsider selection is number 10, Sylvia Magic, also a master of my fate by Savannah May. And it also looks to me like this horse can stay all day. Was running on over the 2,000 last time, 24.9, and can do the same, but is from draw 10. And then another selection is number 11, Keep on Dancing. Did surprise last time again by winning. I never had in my pick 6, and I lost that pick 6 only by not having in Keep on Dancing. She has now won 4 out of 5 races, so certainly can also be a factor in this race. Then we move to the last race, which is a 1750 fillies and mares. Sorry, the second last race. A fillies and mares 78 handicap over 1750. And here the betting is as follows. Number 4, Silver Maria, 4 to 1, 9 to 2, Integrity, KCL, 11 to 2, Lady of Latia, 11 to 2, Chantilly Lane, 11 to 2, 12 to 1, Kiva Ascara, 14 to 1, Aquila Sales, and longer the rest. Now here in race I8, my first selection is the number 6 horse, Justin Snave, and sorry, I'm at the wrong card now. Yes, sorry, here we go. Race number 6 is KCL. KCL is a Captain Al Me, a filly by Kabul Me, and has been running well. Really, has got some good runs here and there. Last time out behind Lady of Latia was hanging east off, and everything went wrong for this horse. And I think today she's due to run a much better race behind Lady of Latia, which is also in this race. There you are, carrying the 56.5 minus 1.5. So in theory, should beat KCL, but as you see, KCL was, had a bit of problems. Only 1.5 lengths behind, and I'm thinking KCL is going to run a much better race today. And my other selections is number 10. Kaviaskara, Muzieni riding the top of the game. She ran also behind Lady of Latia, was carrying 60 and 60.5, was getting 6 kilograms, but today much closer, only carrying 57.5. And there's also another race, horse in this race, number 1, Akio Sales, and she ran 0.6 behind Akio Sales, getting half a kilogram. But Akio Sales today is carrying 58 minus 1.5. So that's 57, 56.5. And she's carrying 57.5. So those two also close to each other. Yeah, this is a very open race. My other selection is number 13. Legend Has It. Legend Has It is carrying 52 minus 4. And all right, running up in class, but this horse hasn't run a lot on turf, but if she can take to the turf today with this weight, but even from draw 13, but it looks she goes to the front and probably will go to the front again today. She might be hard to catch from a 48. This jockey had a win during the week. Also outside that, I had 10 rand on that just because of the fact that he was getting minus 4. I think he's had now 2 or 3 winners, and once they get their first winner, then the confidence start kicking in. So number 13, Legend Has It, must be included in all of your bets. We now move on to race number 9, which is the maiden plate over 750, and here the betting is as follows. Number 11, Paraplex 19 to 10, Victory Twist 5 to 2, Broadway 7 to 1, Zero Rate 9 to 1, Coral Copy 17 to 1, 16 to 1, Tracker Jacket 20 to 1, Giants Castle 53 to 1, Staff Sergeant, and longer the rest. Here in this race, I'm not going to go for the favorite, but I'm going for the, well, it's not a stable companion, but the owner companion. It's the same owners, different stables. But I'm going for this well-bred number 6 Broadway. This mare Manelli, she's thrown quite a number of good horses in her time. This horse has been running there and thereabouts, and I'm thinking today the 1750 will suit. Last time out, he came from way behind Alice. Alice Island was drawn 15, and in Scottsville, Kiss of Death over this distance. Today, well drawn 6, and I'm thinking that this horse will be hard to beat. And for outsider selections, I'm going for number 4, which is Tracker Jacker. This horse just gives me the impression that one of these days he's going to put it together. And the thing is, the Comnider stable is in form, is getting back into form, and this could surely be a huge upset in this horse. So do include, comes from Cape Town, where he hasn't done much, but his last 2 runs, 3 lengths from 3.5 and 2.4, surely starts bringing him into the picture. And Tracker Jack currently is 16 to 1 in the betting, and it will be a huge upset in this race. Then numbers 12 and 11. Number 12 is Zero Rate. Also, horse has been running there and thereabouts, and I think with Warren Kennedy can also be a contender in this race. And then here you have number 11, Paraplex, who comes from the Lucky the Larker stable now of Duncan House. That run well in Gauteng and certainly can be a contender, but is from draw 11. Well, that brings us to the conclusion of our preview for Scottsville. So we now move over to Kenilworth, where again we have the first few races are going to be tough. So let's have a look here at the betting. Race 1 is a Work Riders, which I don't give any selections on. So let me just give you the betting on the number 7, Nippy Winter, even money, 7 to 2, Sunlit Path, African Winter 4 to 1, 7 to 1, Camalilo Palomero, 11 to 1, Mel's Princess, 12 to 1, and longer the rest. Race 2 is a juvenile event, 2 to 1, number 8, Quisha Ras, Zapitellis at 28-10, Steinbeck 7-2, 12-1 at Middlety, Arch Sundays 12-1, Angry Warrior 13-1, Oos Bob 16-1, 20-1, Bond, and longer the rest. And then number free is also a juvenile. And please note in my pick six, I win 10 horses in this race. Such an open event as this was. I think if number 2, Crackling Rose didn't win, there's a lot of horses that can win here. Crackling Rose 2-1, 4-1 Veronique, 10-1 Fly Better, Sweet Mary Jane 10-1, 11-1 Giving Piet et Moi 12-1, Comedy of Manners 15-1, Taste Master 16-1, 18-1, and Better the rest. Then we move to race 4. We also have a number of first timers. Let's have a look at the betting. Number 10, Gem King 5-2, Arctic Ice 28-10, Kalahari Ferrari 9-2, 11-2, Woolsworth, Snow Summit 10-1, Don Resposado 13-1, Empire Glory 14-1, and Better the rest. Now here in this race, your favorite is number 10, Gem Kick. Maybe they know something, but I just went for the horses that has got form, and my selection is number 6, which is Arctic Ice. This horse has run a few nice races lately and can be the horse that can go start to finish in this race. If I'm not mistaken, Kissing Point has come out and won or ran second last time out. And then, there's a lot of first timers. The horses that can also surprise is 2, 3, and 4. So what you can do is you put in 2, 3, 4, and 6 in your pick 6, and then if one of these outside 2-year-olds win, and any one of those 4 horses runs second, then you'll be in the pick 6. I think race 4, Escape Plan, 25-1. I just saw it here. I don't even have it in my pick 6. Yeah, sometimes it's strange that one of the first timers might win, and then a donkey runs second, and then you're out of your pick 6 if you haven't included the first timers. Now, here in this race, I have included the first timers numbers 10, numbers 13. I have included in my pick 6 because there was a lot of talk. Oh no, I didn't. I took it out. But when this horse was entered before, and then there was a lot of talk for it, and if I'm not mistaken, the horse was withdrawn at the start. So watch out for that. Maybe you want to have a small punt. Then we move on to race number 5, which is a Pinnacle Stakes. And here the betting is as follows. Sorry, wrong race. Number 3, Pleased to Meet You, 12-10, Bold Respect 7-2, Elusive Trader 4-1, Virtual Oyster 9-2, 6-1 Fabian, Aqua Bolt 14, Scratches Horses 5 and 8. And here in this race, I'm going for number 3, Pleased to Meet You. Now you can't see it here, but Pleased to Meet You has on some other time won a future race on this course and is in form, run well behind Hello Winter, who came to, I think it was in Scottsville, ran 4th in a big race there. So I think today we're going to go with Pleased to Meet You. It's a Ferrari, has got speed, but yeah, I think some of the dangers can be number 4, Elusive Trader. Has surprised in her time, has definitely got ability. Is not a donkey either, as well as number 1 and 2, Bold Respect is getting a little bit older now, but he still run the odd good race here and there. Number 2, Fabian, hasn't won for 500 days, but has been off the track for a while, then came back. So, also has got ability. but I'm thinking I'm sticking to the horse that's informed and who has got ability, and that's number 3, Pleased to Meet You. Then we move to race number 6, which is another Pinnacle Stakes. And here, sorry, man, I keep on pushing the wrong button. Number 2, Majestic Mozart, 28-10, Super Savannah, 28-10, Love Happens, 3-1, 6-1, Driving Miss Daisy, Udeco Magic, 8-1, August Leaves, 8-1, 9-1, Anjay Loves You. Now, in this race over 1950, number 5 is the best, but last time out I gave this horse and I followed her. She never performed. Magic, I'm not sure about the distance, so therefore my choice here, and I think a strong choice, number 2, Majestic Knight. This horse has run against the best in the country, and I'm thinking that today this 1900 meters, 1950, will suit this horse down to the ground. He's been running on over shorter distance, has been running on and thereabouts. And I think today over this distance will be hard to beat. Already a horse that has won over R1 million, but he's only won 2 races, but he's played so often in big races. And today I think, look here, 2 lengths behind Golden Ducat in the future. Ran 4th behind Casimir over distance too short. And I'm thinking 2 Majestic Mozart today is going to be hard to beat. Then for outside selection, I went with number 7, August Leaves, who surprised a few runs back and is always there and thereabouts, but is definitely out in the weight, but can be a surprise in this race. And then obviously number 3 and 4, Love Happens, and Savannah also has chances. Super Savannah has surprised to win a race here and there, but it's already nearly 600 days. But he's also had run some decent races earlier in his career. So maybe today is a day that he can perform again. But I'll stick with number 2, Majestic Mozart, to just come from behind and run them down. Then we move to the next race, which is race 7, 1600 meters, 96 handicap. And here we have number 9, All About L, 17-10, Royal Match, 28-10, Rocking Ringo, 5-1, the second wave, 8-1. Fire Ali, 11-1, Knights Templar, 12-1, Liberty Hall, 12-1, Retro Effect, 20-1, and longer the rest. Here in this race, my selection is the number 8 horse, the second wave. The second wave ran 1 length behind Rocking Ringo, carrying 56. Rocking Ringo was that day carrying 57.5. And now there was 1.5 difference. Now the second wave carries 55, and Rocky Ringo is carrying 60. So based on that, number 8 must be in front of number 1. But then you have the favorite here, All About L, which was beaten by Alalonga in the lower division. Now today find himself in the future. And the same goes for number 10, who was actually in front of number 9. And they're carrying the same weight again, so number 10 should be finished in front of number 9, but I think they all have to beat number 8, the second wave. And also number 1 has won 3 in a row, so certainly Rocking Ringo, no donkey, has won 8 races. I think this horse has done very well for his owners. And then there's still other horses like Fire Alley who can be involved, but a horse that if you can afford it, chuck it into your quartets and trifectas and pick 6 is number 5, Liberty Hall. I've just got a feeling that this horse will also be, can also be a factor today over the 1600 meters. He was 6 lengths behind Comedy Din and a much higher class. You can see he's been running in 102s. Today running in a B90. There he was in a 96 and 95. So it's coming down in class, has come down in the mare rating as well. So unfortunately, I did include it in my pick 6. But only my 1% pick 6, but not in my bigger pick 6s, but do include if you can. Then we come to the 8 race. And you see, you'll remember that I said earlier in my video, I found a horse that I was maybe gonna make my best bet at 6-1, but then I decided to just give it as a value bet. Well, here is the horse, and that's number 2, Sabina Spotted. When I look at the betting, I couldn't believe that this horse was 6-1. You know, this horse maiden's form is so strong. And then he followed it up last time out with a win, easy win coming from behind, running on strongly. So I just want to share with you this horse maiden form, and you'll see what I mean. This horse, Sabina's Prodigy, came out herself and won again. Lord Marmite ran second last time out. Happy Ashes to create a win. Blinking King has won 2, although in Fairview, but still a winner. Alilonga won 2 in a row, and then even a horse here, Abraham Lincoln, that was 6 lengths behind, has won a race. So surely that is strong form, and therefore I'm sticking with number 2, Sabina's Prodigy, as an each way bet. But I was, as I said, I was so strong on it, I was thinking of making it the best bet. So then outside of selections, we're going to go for number 3, Triple Jet. That day that the horse won at 22-1, I gave it as an outright winner because those horses run against some useful horses in a time. And now today running in a C75 after running in 89s, Rocking Ringo, Warrior, Fire Alley, surely number 3, Triple Jet, I think is going to be the strongest opposition to number 2, Sabina's Progeny. I can't understand why this horse is favored, but maybe I'm stupid. Because only ran in a 75, 3 legs behind Elusive Tango. So maybe they know something, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a former analyzer for nothing, but I find it hard to think that this horse has got a form to beat number 2 and even number 3, definitely. But I might be proven wrong at the end of the day. Then my other outsider selection is number $11 Brand, which I also gave last time out, and he came from behind and he just swooped down on him, and he won one going away. And I'm thinking that although in a strong, it's just slightly high class, it's a C75, can maybe follow up on that run. And then we also want to look at number 8, Divergent. This horse ran second to Master Sabrina and can definitely be involved in a finish again. So also a horse who's got potential of winning this race. It's a Franco. You don't see a lot of them in South Africa. So that brings us then to the end of my long preview for the 2 race meetings for today. I hope I could point you in the right direction and that you can maybe get a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.